of sucks about this camera is it doesn't do too well in dark lighting situations, but bear with me. My hands smell. I just put ball tail. It's okay. So good morning, guys. It is a very beautiful, very not cold summer morning. Today is, I really hope, the last hot day of summer. We've had a sort of like a 5-day streak of just straight, almost, well, basically 100 heat index days. So, whew, it's been a hot couple of days. Been kind of on the lazier side. Actually, yesterday I went to Copart on the 2-car trailer, picked up some cars. Today, well, I'm not sure. I know Dad said something about going to Eminence, which is about 50 minutes north, outside of Louisville. So, yeah, I kind of had to battle myself to get out of bed today. It took me like a good 10 minutes to wake up. Because I was laying there, I was like, do I go later in the day? Do I go at lunchtime? You know, I was out late with friends. I live like 40 minutes away from downtown from everybody else. So I was like, we were out late with friends. And then there's the guy, and I don't want to be recording around him. But then that means I'm going to sleep in, and then I'm going to feel like crap later. And so eventually I rolled out of bed, got my lazy buns out. So, oh, GPMS light came back on. This car has a reoccurring flat. But then I was like, I got deadlifts today. You know, I want to go do deadlifts. They went from being one of my most hated exercises to being my favorite one. So the only thing is, my legs are still sore from Monday. It is Friday, a whole 4 days later, right? No, it's been what? So from Monday to Tuesday, Tuesday to Wednesday, Wednesday to Thursday, Thursday to Friday. Yeah, 4 days, a whole 4 days later. Your legs only take around 3 days to recover, 72 hours roughly. It is significantly longer than that, and my quads are still sore. My hamstrings are a little tight on the bottom, so I'm gonna just spend a couple more minutes today rolling them out, you know, using the foam roller, finding all those sore spots, making sure everything's loosened up, and then I think we'll be set, right? I hope so, because today we got, let's see, oh my goodness, goodbye. Here, let me readjust you guys in a way that'll hopefully not knock you guys over when I'm whipping this John around. But let's see, today we have so we got obviously our deadlifts, then we got RDLs, and then we'll throw in some back extensions in between, and then I want to try out rack pulls, which is like you basically load up some weight on the squat rack, set it down on the safeties, and just get the top extension. So it helps with lockout. I want to start doing those just to, you know, really pull out so I can you know, get my strength up there good, because you have your lift off strength, and then you have your like at the very top lockout, and you can struggle with either or. Usually if you're struggling with getting it off the ground, that's because you're just not strong enough for the weight, right? But if you're struggling at the top with the lockout, sometimes rack pulls will help with that, just that last little movement. So that's on the menu, and then let's see, that's all I have on the app, but I think I'm gonna throw in flying hamstring curls too. So yeah, I think we're gonna be set for a pretty good gym day today. And then I gotta do some cardio for sure, like elliptical machine, probably a good like 30-40 minutes of that. And then let's see, I think that's it today. I want to say core for tomorrow, but I'll probably do it today, but I'm not going to record myself doing the core just because it's kind of like more inconvenient. It's in people's way. Super basic. We have cable crunches, which is like you do crunches with the cables. Duh, it's in the name. And then we have leg raises. And maybe I'll throw in some crunch machine in there just to finish my core off. Just because I haven't hit core in about a week, a little more. So yeah, I think that'll be good. And then I might do some like pull-ups, just because like I asked around like, oh, when do I do my back day with like this 5-3-1 stuff, and people are saying like literally every single day you train, and I thought people were joking, and then more people started commenting it, and then I started looking into it, and people do back days every single day, and I was like, that's kind of wild. But then it makes sense because they do assistance work, which is like only like they only really do like pull-ups or chin-ups, not like rows and stuff. So not doing back today unless it's maybe. We'll see. We just got to get the main hamstring part of the day done, and then I can do other stuff, depending on how I feel. So yeah, that's about it, guys. I'll figure something out to talk in the posing room section of this kind of video. So I got to stop by the office real quick right now, and I'll catch you guys once the pre-workout hits in the gym. So I'll be back in a sec. Okay, good morning, guys. First at 1:35 for 12. Oh, I just get everything nice and warmed up. Ready? Then we got 225 for 8. And if we take a quick look on the notes, $265, $305, $340, $305, $340 for 3 of each, and then we'll max out on 340. So that's the plan for today. My headphones are dying. I left them on overnight. We're gonna have to grind for some of these reps. Oh boy, my hamstrings are sore. I do not look forward to that, but it is what it is. As long as we don't mess anything up, we'll be fine. Alrighty, 3 reps. This is 75, 85. Yeah, 75% my training max. Weight is a little heavy, but that's why we have only 3 reps, so we're chilling, hopefully. I gotta focus on releasing tension and then reapplying tension, basically like we saw there. Wait, hold on. Pause. I gotta make sure. Okay, yeah, 265, 305, 340. 340 is, oh, only 90%. 90% times 3. We're going to go to failure, and then we have, let's see, 315, 1, and we have a 300 for 1. So, yeah, but as I was saying, just focus on releasing the tension and reapplying it. So, like we saw there, every set, just boom, let go. Oh wait, also 4. Wait, what? I'm so confused now. Oh, hold on. I did my math wrong. 380. Okay, we have a 360 pull at the end for 1. Okay, that's more like, I was like 305. That's no way. That's 95%. Okay, but just release tension, reapply it, pull. I'm trying to get the focus on me. Okay, there we go. Okay. The weight feels like it should. So right now we're under 305. 340 is next up for maxed. So we'll see. That's gonna be a little bit of a grind, like I said, but you just gotta make sure your back stays straight-ish. Nothing funny goes on. You don't feel nothing funny, and we'll be good. I'm still kind of sore, but I think it's more on my quads than anything. But there's definitely some like tightness in my hamstrings from the leg press because I haven't done those Johns in a fat minute. So it's to be expected when you don't do exercise for a while to be really sore after, like I'm talking about even a week. So, you know, I'd rather not wait it out and offset my schedule. I'd rather just, you know, move the weight while I'm still not fully recovered. It's not optimal, but I know it's like a 1 or 2 time scenario while my legs get reused to it. So right now we have 305 for 3. Let's see how this moves. Same thing as last time, you know, pull the weight up, lock out, kind of control it and drop it on the way down, and then reapply tension, pull again. I think that's better than just trying to, you know, boom, bounce. That way you can really focus on my form versus just moving the weight and rounding stuff out. So, yeah, let's see how this moves. It's nothing crazy. It's not even 3 plates, honestly. We're 10 pounds short of 3 plates. I need some music. Lately I've been on my, like, 80s Soviet era Russian music, like Soft Blade, like the song that's used in my intro, Yugoslavsky Groove. Similar stuff to that. It's like, I don't know, I like it. It's like really calm. So, let's see. Yeah. Let's pull the weight. My favorite part is doing the math after 304, so we got to add on 35 pounds. Let's see. 10, 5, 2.5. Oh, that's so whack. So 5, not the 35s. Okay. Oh, and I still need 1 more plate. Let me load these suckers up. My math was off completely. LOL. So, 315 is, or 340 is 3 plates plus a 10 and a 2.5. Because 315 plus 20, 335, 2.5, 340, yeah. So I was going to go for 350, not 340, so not completely off. Yeah. See, if I knew I had 405 sets, I would have waited one more day for sure, but I won't have my full potential for sure, but I think that'll be okay. I just don't feel like recording tomorrow just because I'm trying to hit the gym with Tim and not worry about recording stuff. So, oh, and tomorrow's bench again, the second rotation. Fox, I need something better. This radio's kinda. Nope. Let's see. Nope. Maybe. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a. New songs are always really, really hit or miss. So just brace and then lock the knees. Make sure that's important. I won't focus on like dropping and reapplying pressure. Try to use some momentum here. Oh, that was not good. Dude, my grip started slipping. What the heck did I do? That first rep, not good. And I'm lightheaded now. I yanked that hard. What the heck? Maybe working out while being fatigued isn't a good idea. Okay. We got 4. Let's see. Should I do the... No, I'm not going to do 360. Something about my form feels really off. Not good. Not okay. I don't know why I did that. Okay, RDLs. Okay, we don't have music today in terms of like loud in the gym, so I'm gonna try recording without noise filtering on. So I know what I did wrong there. I tried something out on heavy weights, and that is a very good way to go for things to go south really quick. So what I tried to do was, you want to basically apply some tension, pull it lightly, and then with that tension applied, you kind of jerk it to get that momentum. I released the tension and yanked it, and that's, ooh, I cannot repeat that mistake again. I already feel like a little tightness in my back, like a little bit of soreness, but I just did some back extensions. We're good. Whew, not okay, guys. That was very rough, but so yeah, I'm not gonna try new techniques out under heavy weight. Not a good idea, because I did it completely wrong, and that could have gone very wrong for my back. So with that being said, we have RDLs. I'm gonna do 185 for 8, and then we're gonna move over to 225, just nice, slow, controlled reps. I want to do like a. So which would be the bottom? You lift it up. Okay, you want to control it on the way down. Make sure everything's moving smooth. You know, this is not something you want to rush. RDLs will build your deadlift strength. Obviously, it builds your hammies, but you got to be careful too. You know, you don't bend your knees. You more or less move your hips back and then bend your knees. You don't think about putting your butt down. You think about moving your butt back and keeping your back straight. So we have that, and then I'm gonna do some rack pulls. And there's some guys on the hamstring curls anyway, so I'm gonna try rack pulls. Not gonna go heavy, but I just want to get that top momentum, you know, get my back really working there. So let's give this a shot, shall we? Let's see. This one, I like to keep my knees almost touching together. I have big legs, not flexing, so like they're pressed up towards the top, towards my groin area. So let's see, I loosen up a little, tighten, and then boom. 1, 2, 8. See, that feels nice. You shouldn't feel your lower back much, if at all, on this exercise. So, although you can mess your back up if you round it, if you do butt wink or pull your butt down instead of back. So, yeah. 185, 225. I think we can do 225. We'll be fine. We'll just take it slow. If things feel off, then they feel off. Don't rush to get your sets in. Alrighty. So, did some research on rack pulls. It is a lower back movement, which is good. Let's think smart. So, lower weight, first time doing the exercise, higher reps, kind of deload the back a little. We'll probably do dead hangs as well. It's a good idea to do something to ease the spine out, because you're compressing it a lot under weight, and you want to decompress it. So let's see what RDLs do. Yo, did you wake Dennis up?
No.
He said to wake him up. Oh. Well, he came in the room and said to wake. Huh? No, why? Maybe. Don't give me. I don't need the keys. Put them over there. So lowering the weight isn't technically part of the program. But, whew, I feel my lower back like real sore. I just did some back extensions. Yeah, it's real nice. So, I'm gonna be smarter. just think long term. I went from 225 to 135, so drop the weight, and we're gonna do 10 or 12 reps. I want to ease out, like deload my back, especially after doing deadlifts and RDLs, heavier ones. You want to kind of ease your back out, just, you know, transition in, transition out, instead of just going boom, curving up, and then, you know, you do your top set of whatever it is, and then you instantly go on to the next exercise. It's kind of, think long term, right? I want to be doing this, you know, 10, 20 years down the road. I want to be able to still move some weight and not complain about my lower back hurting. So be wiser, be smarter in your lifting programs, and you'll thank yourself later. So 135, 10 to 12 reps. We'll see. Just because I get a little bit lightheaded, but we're gonna do that. And then I still do want to try rack pulls. Let's think. Then I'll go do some hammy curls to finish off my hamstrings. I think so, or we'll see. And then I'm gonna go do some upper back work. I'll rotate lower, upper, kind of alternating in the main lifting days, you could say. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, something like that will be all my back days, but I'll split upper, lower. So wider to squeeze for the upper back, anything wide, or people, you know, go alternate horizontal, vertical. I think I'll do wide versus narrow grip stuff. So like lat bias versus solely upper back, because my upper back has priority right now. I want to grow the rear delts and stuff, so enough yapping. The same thing here, nice and controlled. Let's see, I'm gonna spread my hips a little bit wider, or my legs, and you want to kind of corkscrew out, I think, right? Yeah, narrow stance, I think narrow stance. So knees basically touching or almost touching, real narrow. Oh, that's what I meant to do. 1, real slow. 2, oh, I feel that in my calves. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so on some of those, I just control them. Try not to touch the ground. Just really make sure you're not, you know, just dropping the weight and yanking it back up. Oh man. So, with that being said, let's go give rack pulls a shot. Okay. So new exercises, you want to ease into them. We're going to start with bar, and then if bar moves good, we're going to do 50 pounds or 25s, and then if that moves good, we're going to do 45s or 25 and a 10. Just to really, I know I could probably lift a lot of weight here, but you want to place it at knee level, kind of same stance you do on your deadlifts, and then you just, it's just literally the top portion. So the reason why you want to do that is you don't want to go lift really heavy on an exercise your muscles are not used to and really mess something up. Been there, done that. This is just to train lockout basically, and like I said earlier, it's for your lower back
I can definitely feel it in my hamstrings, but I've had really tight hamstrings. Deadlifts and RDLs really help loosen them out, kind of stretch them apart over time. So my mobility has definitely gone up with lower backs and lower back extensions. Yeah, it feels good. I like this exercise. It's like a cheated deadlift. Okay, I just did a set of 95s, now we're on 115s. I probably pulled 2 plates, but I think I'm gonna do 135 for probably 2 sets. I want to build up my volume on it. Ooh, my calves are... Oh yeah. I don't know why deadlifts hit my calves too. I think it's just because, you know, from my ankle to my hip, it's all like really tight and compressed. So over time it just stretches out, and that's why I feel my calves burn as well. But yeah, I kind of like this exercise, not gonna lie. Exercise. So just a good old 1, 2, 3, 4. Way too light. The weight is really, really light, but that's okay. We're building into the exercise. Next time, you know, I'll add on another 20 to 50 pounds. And then we'll just build up to where it's like, okay, now I'm really getting a burn from this exercise, not just some cardio, you know? This is just cardio at this point. But it's okay. We're building block by block. Okay, just setting the autofocus up. Dude, it was empty in here. As soon as 7:30 hit, just boom, a wave of people. What on earth? A good like 6-7 people. So, I'm still gonna hit upper back. I'll record it. I'll just record that last set of everything, I think, just so I'm not boring you guys out with like common exercises. This kind of stuff, it's a little bit more, you know, kind of educational. I can share some stuff with you guys, but the back stuff is more of a bias, I would say. We're really only gonna do 2 exercises, just really wide pull downs and really wide rows, and just stretch, and probably 8 sets total, not including warm-ups. So last set of this, let's see what we can do. Okay, so I would do hamstring curls, but there's people over there, and my hamstrings are fried. There's no need for me to really, I can conserve energy and not waste energy on a muscle that I've already hit, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 sets on, just because deadlifts are more or less hamstring / lower back, and then RDLs, and there's really, it's not smart to waste energy on a muscle group that's already been hit to failure or near failure, you know, 2 or 3 reps out from failure. Why waste your energy on that? So I think we're set. Let's go do really wide pull downs, like wide grip, and I'm not gonna really talk for these. I'll just record and move on. So yeah. So one thing I don't like with this mic also is there's a really weird like hum. I think it's because it's on a 2.4 gigahertz wave signal, or whatever you want to call it, radio signal. And it interferes with my headphones and it interferes with my phone, with a lot of stuff around. 5 gigahertz is preferred, but this is, I did say 1, but I'll show the warm up and then the last set. Headphones back on. So this one you just pause at the bottom, squeeze, control both the eccentric and decentric, and squeeze your shoulder blades together.
So dude, man, I didn't recognize you shaved since the last time I saw you. Oh yeah, I know, that's why I keep that. Yeah. Oh, you doing alright? Yeah, man, I think you got my heart rate. So, I'm up there.
Alrighty, I did this one yesterday, so I know I'm going to be a little bit more sore on this, but I recently completely swapped out my form. I used to do, let's lower the weight, you grab it through instead of from behind, so I would grab it through and pull into my chest. But if you're targeting upper back, you want to pull from behind and into your headphones / eyes. So let's add the weight and you guys will see what I mean. You lean back a little bit so you can really stabilize yourself, but I'm gonna do 2 more sets of 75 and then I'll catch you guys in the posing room and then I'll finish with some cardio. So yeah, I'll finish up. Okay, mic's off. We're using the camera mic now, but yeah, that gym got real busy real quick, so let's see. Yeah, we got deadlifts. I really need to not do that again, so from now on, if I'm like sore or fatigued still, I think I'll just move it a day ahead. You know, alternate the program a little bit, that's okay. Thankfully, you know, I didn't really go heavy on bench. I don't go heavy on bench on Wednesdays. I save that for either Friday or Saturday. I'll alternate the two, so if I'm like still sore from squats on Friday, I'll do them on Saturday instead. And then I'll do my chest/bench workout on Friday. So, because basically I do Monday squat, Wednesday bench, Friday deadlifts, which is today, and then Saturday I do my second day of bench/chest and accessories and stuff. So yeah, with that being said, I'm talking kind of quieter because it's really busy in the gym. Here, I'll scoot you guys like this so they can pick up a little bit better, and then we'll go like that. But let's see. What do I got to think? I don't know. I want to start my own gym. That's what. I want to start my own thing eventually, but I am not financially there. Finance is not there yet. That's okay. We'll get there one day. It's definitely been on my mind for quite some time now. So, you know, if this YouTube thing works out, maybe we'll be able to afford it off YouTube income, but that's just insane to think about. I'm not worried about that. So, I would definitely get my own gym. We only have 2 in this area. And then in Frankfurt, which is bigger, we have only like 4 or 5. We have, let's see, I actually want to look. Gym. We have a bunch of like commercial chain gyms. There's like the YMCA, Fit for Life 24/7, some CrossFit stuff, Fit Time for Women, Girl Fitness, Elite. Okay, Elite is kind of the bigger ones. So there's some little gyms, but like I want to build a nice like powerlifting based gym, right? With like a nice posing room with iron plates, all that good stuff you won't see in these commercial gyms. So yeah, that's just kind of my goal, you know. I want to get good at day trading, get good at one thing, and then expand from there, because I've been day trading for almost 2 years now. I keep saying 2 years. Okay, consistently day trading. I've been on and off on trading ever since I was 14 years old. Like 14 turning 15, so 5 or 6 years now. I've been, you know, learning about it on and off, but I really started it in end of 2022 is when I like picked up my pace, started, you know, journaling almost every single day, really started putting the hours in. And we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. Right now I'm kind of facing issues that are not under my control, like forex brokers, slippage, all that stuff. Futures, I'll definitely do futures, but you have to have a lot of upfront money, so I'll have to learn how to deal with the slippages and those spreads and all that stuff in the meantime, and just whatever, suck up to it. Just once I get a winning, you know, once I know I have a set win rate, and once I know I really have my strategy dialed in, I'll be able to, you know, switch to other areas. But for the time being, we're gonna stick with forex, I think. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. I mean, it's not what pair or currency you trade. It's more of like what your trading style is, because you know you can trade to you can switch to crypto, you can switch to futures anytime you want. Your trading style carries over. You just find similar things or similar assets that you're used to. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. That's part of why I wanted to make this YouTube channel, just so I force myself to be consistent with uploads, force myself to overcome mental blocks, and really show you guys the process of just going from square one, you know, a bunch of injuries, to being able to compete, maybe getting podium, and also with day trading, go from, you know, being unprofitable to hopefully make a living off it. That's the goal. And then like I'll talk about spiritual stuff, you know, that kind of stuff. That's all the glory goes to God always. And I feel like it'd be nice to, you know, talk to you guys about God and all that stuff. And plus, like in the future, you know, one day my kids will be able to watch these videos, you know, God willing, I have kids, internet stays around, you know, world doesn't go to crap, post-elections, you know, that kind of propaganda. But yeah, that's my smallish rant. I really don't have much just because the gym's busy. I don't want to take too much time. I still have cardio, all that kind of stuff. And if anything, I'll talk a little bit more once I go do the chart reviews / trade reviews for the week, which I'm going to go over like the trades I talked about at the beginning of the week and what happened until now, because it's Friday. Nothing more is going to happen really. Whatever's going to happen is not going to be a consistent move. We only have we have 8 hours left of the trading day. So yeah, whatever it basically has worked out, played out. There's some juicy stuff. So you guys should definitely, stick around. I'll try to teach you guys a thing or two. I'll talk over my current strategy. That's what I'll do. I'll talk over my current strategy, talk over the trades, just so that I can set a baseline, and then if anything changes in, the next coming months, I'll be able to compare, and you guys will be able to understand what I'm doing differently and all that stuff, because I like to, every 2-3 months, not change things up, but just sit down, journal, update my strategy, what to do, what not to do, all that stuff. So I'll talk to you guys about that, and so you guys can understand a little bit more about my trading stuff, trading style, and, where I'm profitable, where I'm not. So I'll catch you guys post cardio in like probably 2-3 hours. Alrighty guys, so back to the charts. Let's go over what we had. Let's start with AJ. So daily time frame, right? We've been in this kind of consolidation zone. I need to move this up, by the way. And so beginning of the week, let's delete this. If we go back to alert, select bar, let's see, Monday, right? This is what we were looking at on Monday, right? If we go down to the 4-hourly, something like this. So we're in the uptrend, stuck in a consolidation zone, right? As we can tell, we got a whole lot of nowhere. We finally there was this inner, like this hourly or a lower consolidation zone right here. Finally broke that, finally rejected off it. Ooh, that would have been actually kind of nice right there. Not gonna lie with you guys. But we broke it, and now it looks like we're double topping and rejecting off that upper zone again. So like I said, I'm not interested in taking any trades. We did try a long off the low here. Got stopped out, right? Whatever. So until we can really close out of this zone on the daily, I need to make sure I draw it out just so you guys can see. Until we close out of this zone right here, like a close above the wicks and like a good close, I'm not really interested in taking any trades, just because we have a lot of wicks, and as we can see, we reject multiple times, and we're rejecting again, then we rejected off it, and now we're trying to push through. So next week is looking pretty spicy for AUD/JPY. I would love to see us have a strong rib, then come back and reject off again, and on that, definitely willing to go. Definitely willing to take that trade on my live account. So that is AUD/JPY broken down. Let's see, what was up with AUD/USD on Monday? I don't think I was looking at AUD/USD on Monday, but we've had kind of this strong uptrend. Oh yeah, I know what I was looking for. And I was looking to get potential longs off this position, and as we can tell, we never quite got down into this zone right here, which is, as we can see, if you trade head and shoulders, we had a head and shoulders pattern, we absolutely ripped through that, broke through that, rejected again, then we rejected off another zone, which is down here, to the upside, continued pushing up. I wanted to see us come all the way down to take longs. We never got that. So I wasn't really interested. We just kind of went a little sideways throughout the whole week. So that was never really played out. GJ, same story. GBP, JPY. We had the same exact thing happen. Let me double check and make sure. Okay, we're recording. So let's see, where were we on Monday? Monday, same story. So GBP, JPY, and AUD, JPY, very, very similar movement, right? They kind of correlate together. If we go on the 4-hourly, it looks somewhat similar. We have very similar zones. And same story here. I was looking for either a rejection off the lows to continue to the upside, like kind of up. We never really got all the way down. We've just been playing around at the top. So next week, potentially same story as AJ. Break, retest, continue to the upside. We'll definitely be interested in that, just to continue with this higher time frame trend of uptrend, right? We're in an uptrend now. So that's GBP, JPY, nothing crazy. This week was a lot of consolidation across all the pairs I was looking at. GBP, AUD, let's see. Where were we on Monday? I'm trying to figure this out real quick. We were right here. I don't think I reviewed this one. I'm not sure. I don't remember what I did and what I didn't. I just have them all flagged, and I added some through the week. So if we look on the 4 hourly, we could have definitely taken longs here. Very dirty long position. You know, would have continued to the upside, whatever. But if we go back into what's going on right now, we broke through the downside. We did have a shift of structure below the zone, so now we could potentially see retests of the zone. I'm not too particularly interested in taking it, although there is potential. We did form a double top on the daily, and now we're going to retest this. So actually, definitely keeping this one in the tool bag for next week, just because we haven't had an hourly or a 4 hourly retest of any of this movement over here. Like, we have a wick right there, a lot of price action right here. We had some doji, some indecisions before we broke. So I'd like to see it come back up here, consolidate like we did right here, and then break out. And then from there, I'll definitely be interested in a trade. So that one is looking good. We could take it all the way down to this zone down here, although that is kind of asking for a lot, something realistically more like that. And then UJ, I added UJ onto the trade, onto the charts, or what I was looking at later on, just because, you know, when we were here on I gotta choose, when we were here on Monday, right, I wasn't you know, not looking too good. Then, you know, as we went later on through the week, exit bar replay, we can see we had this kind of zone form right here. And then let's see, 4 hourly. So yeah, we had kind of like, it's a very dirty zone, but we are slowly in a uptrend, right? We created higher high, higher low, equal high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and we're in this uptrend, right? And I did actually take this trade on my MT5 demo account. I got in right here, as we can tell. It played around in profit before we tapped in slightly lower before we ultimately ended up breaking out and ripping to the upside. So that one I wouldn't say I did anything wrong according to my trading plan. It's one of those scenarios where, you know, price wasn't ready to ultimately continue to the upside. If we go on the 4 hourly, you know, we had a strong wick right here before we really pushed to the upside. So, you know, that's kind of a situation where it is what it is. It happens. Stuff like that is bound to happen. It's just part of the game, is taking losses like that, because like that's a very clean setup on the 30-minute right into the zone. Some price action down here before we ripped up. So it happens, but that's this week's trades, kind of whatever happened to them. As we see a lot of consolidation, I think we're setting up for a really nice week next week. We have a lot of potential. GJ and AJ are my two hottest pairs right now for next week. We'll be looking. I like AJ a little bit better just because the spreads, as we can see, are a little bit smaller, right? This one has a spread of 3 points. This one is 2, although the prices are very different. So, yeah, that's setting up. AUD USD. I don't know how interested I am in this trade anymore, just because like we're starting to consolidate a lot up here. We can see we're having a hourly shift of structure. If we can if we reject off here, we'll create a lower high, and then ultimately if we reject off here, we could very well see us fill this entire wick all the way down to here. A lot of potential there, so we'll move that to the 4th place position. And then 3rd place, or the 3rd most likely trade, or 2nd, I could say, because these two are GJ and AJ are equal. GA is in 2nd position just because, you know, a little bit less, let's see, a little less likely, just because, sorry, I just got a phone call. A little less likely, although there is potential, just because we had a strong uptrend. You know, now it's kind of consolidating too, potentially on the weekly. Yeah, we have a weekly consolidation, so we have to, oh wow, that's actually equal highs and equal lows on the weekly, so we'd have to break either direction of that. So not too interested on, you know, taking consolidation trades like that, but there is potential on that, and I will definitely take it on the MT5 account, the demo account, just to see how that plays out. So with that being said, I kind of wanted to go over my current trading plan, trade book. Let's see, if we look in the playbook, forex, we see this 1 hour supply and resistance playbook, 1 hour supply plus resistance, AI pullback. I still haven't filled out the break and retest one, which is what I want to test out on this one. On GA, this would be a break and retest, right? We broke down to the upside, and now we're going to retest to potentially continue the upside. This is similar thing over here, which we're going to be looking at is the break and retest. I haven't filled out the playbook, but I already kind of know what I'm looking for. So the AOI, or area of interest pullback, is what we see right here, right? We don't break through the zone, we reject off it. Same story, you know, right here, or off from the low to the high, or the high to the low of the zone. So that's kind of what I've really been trading. If we read right here, I said going back to my roots on this one, just because I know what I was doing wrong previously. Lack of mindset, no real edge, and random entries. This setup is simple. We look for 4 hour supply resistance, area of interest. We then go down to the 1 hour time frame and look for price to lose momentum. Then we use the 30-minute chart for entry. We can enter on the first close out of the zone, but second 30-minute retest is best to confirm for reversal / pullback. We target a minimum of 1 to 2, risking 5%, blah, blah, blah. So I have a bunch of entries. Originally, this setup, I created it with the 1 hour and 5 minute, but because of spreads, it's a little bit easier and more probable to catch those higher time frame moves. But very similar situation here. See, we can, like if I pull up this chart, well, it's just, you know, we can see right here, kind of like an example on higher time frame charts, as well as right here we tap in. So like, I like to have a little playbook with illustrations, demonstrations, just so if I wanted to show someone, you know, I do have a written out playbook. People can see, you know, what I'm trading and all that stuff. And if we go on to the charts, let's just pull up a very random pair. If we go into the if I change this to forex, let's pull up, what do we not have? We don't have EuroCAD. Let's try to look at this a little bit better so I can explain it. So I'll just use this as an example, right? We have an uptrend here, right? Price rejected, we broke through, we came back, retested, blah, blah, blah. What I would like to look for is price coming back out of a higher time frame zone, although this is not a great example because we had a massive dump into the zone. We can see something I would have looked for, right? So we broke to the upside, we had a strong push up, and we had a strong dump down. This is not ideal. I wouldn't have taken this trade after such a long, hard push. You know, we had news here, 8:30, probably CPI. Where I would have taken an entry here if I had is right here. Right, this is the break out of this little consolidation zone, stop loss right below, and we would have targeted something like 1 to 2, which, as we can tell here, and I want it to be a realistic area. You know, you don't want to be just targeting, oh, I need to target absolutely 102, 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. You want to target previous zones or previous structures. So we see price, you know, pulled back off this zone. So realistically, if price comes back to this zone, we could see it reject or pull back, and that's where I would want to exit the position. As we can see here, we tap in. We do continue to the upside later, but that's just a little example in this case. And I'll try to find some a little bit cleaner examples. I could definitely go onto the pairs I'm trading. Let's see. There's a lot of setups and examples here. Okay, I'll actually use this GA setup, right? Go down to the 30-minute. We had this previous zone right here, which is a higher time frame zone. We broke it to the upside, and we went through it, and we came back to the retest. And as we can tell right here, we had coming into it, we kind of started to lose a little bit of momentum. Price came in, we rejected. Then price came here, we closed a really heavy bottom wick candle. So which means that buyers, you know, are dominant. Sellers are trying to push down into through the zone, but buyers are stepping in, and we have this very strong close. So I could have potentially taken something like so. 0 to 9. Okay, we have a zone up here. I think price will come to, let's just say, this point right here. And as we can tell, boom, it would have gotten taken out. Obviously, you know, I would have done a 1 to 2, and we would have gotten taken out right at this candle right here. Obviously, we had a little bit of a rejection right here and so on, but that's just part part of pricing, you know, you just stick to your plan. I would have cut some contracts right here, potentially cut some of the position, and just kept holding. And there you go. Ultimately, that's really as simple as it gets. Is I draw out. Okay, let me hold on. I'm thinking faster than I can talk. Let me start from scratch on a pair, just so I can really break down with you guys what I'm looking for. And I want to find a probable pair, something that looks really clean. Let's just use right here. We have daily consolidation as an example. Let's do replay mode, select bar. Let's go to right here. All right, we have a lot of, like, there's clearly a zone right here. So if we draw out our rectangle, I like to draw from body to wick, something similar to this. This is just a rough zone, right? And we also see we have a zone right here. I like to draw out a low zone or the support zone and the resistance or the supply zone and the demand. So this is your supply slash support and this is your resistance slash demand. If I'm correct, I don't know like the terms for supply and demand, but support and resistance, right? This is your support level and this is your resistance, because we're resisting to the upside. We can't break it, but we're supporting the lows. So we see we have a lot of, you know, action over here. And if I go down to, I start by looking for the daily levels. Okay, we have the daily levels marked out. Then we go down to the 4 hourly. We see that there is another zone right here. There's a lot of similar wicks in this area. So that'll be one of my price targets, depending if I take longs off this side or shorts to the upside. And let's just use, okay, we tapped in here. I'll use, let's just use this zone as an example. That's a 4 hourly zone. We break it down to the 1 hourly. Okay, we have a little double top that formed right here. Let's go back even further to like right here. We have this double top formed, right? Or we know it's gonna form, but let's just say in retrospect or in this moment, I didn't know it's gonna form. I see price come into the zone again. We see a singular rejection. We see, okay, price is starting to slow down here, and we could enter on the break or the close above. Now this is a very, very strong break out of the zone and or a close below the zone. So, you know, I would ultimately try to target here. We could move our target all the way down to this previous market structure or previous area of interest right here, which is not ideal in this plan because we know that there is potential for price to reverse or reject off this. And if we play it out to the, if we just let it play out, see what happens. What happens when we come into this 4 hourly zone right here? We start to reject a little, right? We haven't exactly tapped into the zone, but we've tapped into some sort of market structure. Now we've created market structure right here. On the 30-minute, we've created a lower high, lower low, right? So let's see if we close strong above this, price has potential to go back up because now we're, you know, the structure on the lower time frame is reversing. And if we can close below, we could see a potential continuation to the downside. Now we see exactly what happens here, right? We break to the upside and now our market structure has shifted. Let's continue to play it out, right? We come back into this market structure and let's see if we can shift below this structure again. And if we can, we could see potential to continue to the upside, right? And boom, we see we do break that and immediately reject off of this zone like I thought originally, because that is a higher time frame zone. And this is one of those cases where, you know, you don't want to be targeting your 1 to 2 or 1 to 3, whatever you're targeting. You want to be more realistic, and, you know, a smarter decision would have been to take this or profit here. The best decision would have been not to enter the position off such a strong push. Although, you know, you don't want to, you know, when you're playing basketball, you don't, if you know you can shoot a three-pointer, right? But you're scared of something and you miss that opportunity completely. You might miss, you might make it. You won't know because you missed that opportunity. You did not take that opportunity, so you wouldn't have known if you make it, right? And this is a similar situation. We could have targeted 1-to-1 and been okay. We would have walked away happy. So let's just continue to see what happens. Okay, we didn't break these highs right here, which means price could potentially push this zone and continue to the downside. What happens? We see that exactly that start to play out. If we can close below this area where these wicks are now, there is potential for it to continue all the way down and potentially test off this lower zone. What happens? Exactly that, right? We have a rejection and market continues its structure. So it has to close below. We're wicking, not exactly closing. And if we continue price to play out, we continue to the upside, and now we could see potential retest. We could see market create a structure shift right here back to the upside because we have broken that. We closed above this, and now we're rejecting off here. But that doesn't mean that always that it's gonna go, you know, back up. In this case, it does. Sometimes it'll continue to the downside because on the higher time frame we have consolidation, right? The higher time frame holds more power, and if we look on the higher time frame, it's the opposite of what the 30 minutes said, right? On the 30 minute, we're looking at a structure shift to the upside, right? We see a structure shift here. We had consolidation here. Price broker rejected off. We continue to the upside. What's going on the 4 hourly? The 4 hourly is quite the opposite. We're still in a downtrend, right? We had our initial tap into the zone, pushed down, reversed up, and then we broke through. Now, what happens here? We see that the higher time frame does hold more power, and we do break to the downside eventually, but on the 4 hourly we never really close. On the hourly it looks good, right? We did kind of close below the zone, out of the zone. We didn't exactly close below the wicks, and we rejected back to the upside. Price taps into the zone again. This is showing to be a strong level of resistance, and what do we see here? We see that price eventually, there's one of two things can happen. Price will either break through the zone eventually, or price will respect it and continue to the upside. And as we can tell, price does break it. We do break. Now we have a retest right here. If we break back above, or if we close back above this zone, we will potentially, right? Not always, but majority of the time, we will continue back to the upside. Now, if we get a close like this, so our original trade, we did hit take profit right here. Now we see another trade forming. We've officially broken below the zone, wicked, and now we're rejecting off it. We could potentially enter, or we could have potentially entered another short position if we really wanted to. Now this is being like really scalpy kind of. We could have done something like this if we had gotten the close below right here, rejection of the zone, price like above previous structure, and we could have targeted all the way down here or something, right? That's just potential, but we can see that the buyers are much stronger here. We have another market structure shift. Now we're rejecting off this zone. What could potentially happen here? Well, if we close right here, we could see a price retest this zone, but if we close above, we can see price potentially come all the way back up. And so what happens now that we did close above this? We actually didn't close above the wicks. You want to look for close above the wicks, right? And so that never really happened. Price came back down, rejected. So it's easier to see, right? We now have another potential market structure shift if we reject off the zone, or if we continue to the downside. And let me stretch this out. We could target a 1-to-1, or we could target a 1-to-2. Now, if we close below the zone, we will see a potentially a heavy dump, and boom, there it is. There's that kind of heavy rejection. Now, we did not close. We wicked again. There might have been news here, might have not. I'm not too sure because news does play a big factor. And so we can see, we continue again. We come back to retest this. What happens here? We reject off it again, close below it. There's potential for it to go to the downside. And let me just play it out. See what happens. We do start consolidating, but we come back. And if we look on the 4 hourly, what exactly was going on here, right? So we have kind of very choppy price action come back. Okay, this is where we had entered the trade. We had dumped out of this zone. Price wicked off some form of lower level, right? Somewhere there was a spot where buyers had stepped in and rejected. But so it can really be this easy. You just find what setups are most probable for you, right? You don't trade everything. Like in this case, I would not have personally taken any of these trades around these zones, knowing that there's these higher zones. I might have taken this trade right here. This is a much more probable trade because we're having a rejection off a much higher time frame zone, off a daily level. But you don't have to be taking every single trade, and I don't. Like I used to, trade on the 1 minute and the 5 minute, and there's just so much movement. And with futures, that's, if you have a plan, that's okay. But I like to look for the daily levels and the 4 hourlies, and then we enter based off 1 hour and 30-minute rejections, right? I might eventually sometime in the future go off just to have like more intraday moves versus, overnight and all that stuff. Use the 1 hour and the 15-minute for entries, or even down to the 5 minute. But for the time being, I'm sticking to just set your daily levels, find your daily move, level of movement, which direction you're moving in on the daily, break it down to the 4 hourly, see what's going on the 4 hourly, and then the 1 hour and 30 minute is where you're looking for the most action, or where you're looking to take your entries. And it really can be that simple. It's just it's 10% technical, 90% your mentality, right? And you just have to build up, take more trades, take more risks, see what plays out, see what doesn't, journal it, write it down, all that good stuff. And it doesn't, it's as complicated or as simple as you make it. It's your own mindset that, usually gets in the way, because you see red, you see green. Now you're really confident. You start taking on trades you shouldn't be, and then you end up blowing your account. Or the other way, you start taking a bunch of losses because you're really trying to catch every trade. You don't. You just look what you have for the most probable setups, know what you like and know what you don't like, and take what you like and just focus on what you like. And every single day, if a trade goes against you, it's not a loss, it's a lesson, right? And it's only a lesson if you make it one. If you journal down, be like, okay, I reacted this way, this happened, I did this, I should not have done that, these kind of things. It's the same principle when you open a business, right? At the end of the day, you have to know what to sell, what not to sell. You have to know what to buy, what not to buy, when not to buy, all these things. It's the same thing. This is the same concept, except slightly different, right? So it's really a matter of just consistency over and over and over and over and over and over, and you keep doing that, and eventually start building up a base, and eventually you find what works for you, and you start becoming more profitable. And so that's just kind of this week's trades, and a little breakdown, a very messy breakdown of my trading plan or trading strategy, whatever you want to call it. But in the future, I'll make a more in-depth video once things start to gain more traction, potentially once I start becoming much more profitable, once I start making much more consistent income off it. Then I'll be able to really dive down and dive deep into it, and be able to share with other people how I trade, what my plan is, because I don't want people to set false expectations of me. I'm a 20-year-old kid who's been doing this consistently for the last almost 2 years, not even 2 years. People go to college 4 years and they still end up with no job and all that stuff. So yeah, we're making much more progress than I was last year, and I'm finally, starting to understand things, starting to take things much slower, starting to take things day by day. And yeah, I really hope you guys liked this video. Hopefully you guys learned something about me. Hopefully you guys learned something about yourself. Maybe I inspired you, maybe I didn't, maybe you didn't watch all the way through. I don't care. I'm here just putting out content for you guys, and maybe this will find the right person if it's meant to be. If it's not, then it's not. And all I did was just make a video at the end of the day. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's little vlog, little episode. It's probably longer than usual, just because I can see on the camera we've reached 25 or 26 minutes of this trading section, and there's a lot more I could have talked about. But with that, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, wonderful rest of your weekend. This will be out on Saturday. And yeah, until next time, guys, I'll catch you guys in the bench episode, hopefully, if all goes well, and if God gives me until then, and if, yeah, you guys get the gist of it. I'll catch you guys next time.